Today I want to cover something really fast, just so you get the idea of just how really simple this is, and also just to show you how you can get really professional results really fast. So watch this video a couple of times and you'll get it. This is a job, it's a professional job that's come through, and it's for a brewing company here in Sydney, and really quite great brewers, all that sort of thing. They've been around for a long, long time. It's a really iconic name in Australia, The Rocks Brewing. This art was done by an artist called Paul Shanter, and he's really renowned for extremely detailed work. And so he works pretty much, this will be a job, one colour into a black t-shirt, and it'll be printed in white. So it'll be printed in the white supercover Permaset inks, and we would do a one print down and a flash and maybe two prints over the top of that. But we're trying to access ultimate detail, and this is the actual film. I want to show you two different ways to expose this in the sun. So you can do this at home and you do not need a light box. You can do it pretty much under any light, but the sun is really, really powerful. This is a film. The defining difference between a professional film and a crap film is when you hold it up to the light, you cannot see through the black. That's what makes stencils work. You cannot see through this black. Whether it's a laser printer or a dot matrix printer, or you actually draw it with something like a pen, let's say these metal pens, or a Posca pen is also very, very good. When you draw on these and hold it up to the light, they will block out the sun, and therefore this is a perfectly legitimate way to make a film and create a piece of art for screen printing, because they're actually paint pens and they're solid enough to block out the sun. That's the difference. So if you see something that's transparent, it's really not going to be as effective as a sharp, solid line. With these professional films coming out, it's absolutely dark, solid black. So I'll just grab a screen. Now I've got two screens here. These have been in my darkroom. You'll see lots of shadows and stuff on them from previous prints and previous stencils. But basically these have been stripped out and recoated in mesh, and they've been put in the darkroom. These have been in the darkroom overnight, but technically if you've got a small heater in your darkroom or in your wardrobe or under your bed, whatever your darkroom version is, and my 62T screens, which when you're thinking in US sort of numbers, is I think like 2.5, so it's about 150 T mesh. This is a 43 T mesh, so it's a bit more open, which is the one most people would use for an opaque ink. So this is your finer detail one, and this is your more open detail. So what I'll do is I'll use this finer detail one, which is my yellow mesh, to expose this on, just to show you that we're after the detail, even though we're printing with the white opaque ink onto a black t-shirt. This is like the holy grail. There's two different ways to do it. And if I can get you, if you've watched this video a couple of times, I really want this one thing to sink in, is we've got a lot of sunlight coming in here, we're underneath the fluorescent light, and in that room we have tungsten lights, and so this is a really light polluted area. And this screen has now been out for like a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. There's really no need to absolutely panic. We sort of do a lot of classes here, a lot of people will really be panicking at this stage. But the point is, yes, we are starting to expose, but it's not as aggressive as when we actually go into the true sunlight to do it. And so my first version is if you grab any large book from around your house, say an atlas or whatever, the whole thing is just slightly taller than the screen, and you would put your screen on top, and so it's sitting up, so you can see that sort of rocks. And you can put your film onto that, and then put something heavy like a piece of glass or a sheet of Perspex on top. And you can put that in the sun, and it will expose. That's an exposure unit. This is an exposure unit made with a sheet of glass and a large book. Now, my preferred way to do it is just, the less equipment the better for me. And so I'll just get a screen, and I'll get some of this spray, and I'll spray it just across the screen. Not a lot, just enough. And I'll get my film, and I'll position it, leaving enough room up top for ink and leaving enough room down the bottom for ink. So when I come, I pour my ink in here and I print one direction. But technically, so I've got my glue and I push my film onto it, And so when I finish exposing, that's the image I'll be looking at in my machine, and I'll be printing through this way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and expose this in the sun. And so literally I'm just going to walk out the front, put it in the sun on the bricks, and we're going to leave it there for about a minute 20 seconds, and this will be done. And so I've got my phone, and we'll just go and do a minute exposure in the sun. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to put it against the wall out here. A little bit overcast, pretty good. Literally all we need is the sun. So we're back inside, and I'm just going to peel this off now. And you can see a slight discoloration here. And that basically tells me that it's working. So I'll pull that off. I'll pull my film off, and I'm just going to wet this. As soon as I wet this, it stops the chemical process happening. So I wet it on one side and then the other. And I'll just let it sit for like a minute or so. Just let the water do its sort of work. It makes it softer and easy to work out. And I might get like a car wash sponge and sort of and I'll just sort of break up the surface area on one side and on the other. You can already see it starting to come out. I don't know if you can catch that in the light. But now I can wash that out. You can basically see it's. I was asked earlier when I was talking about this video, so where do we get the screens from? How do we get our screens coated? Either you can buy like an emulsion and you apply it with like a straw. I've got one here somewhere, sort of like this sort of thing. Or you pour your emulsion in that, put it on the screen and put it in your darkroom for like 45 minutes up to, I like to leave them overnight. But you can also buy black bag screens, and so they'll come to you already coated, ready to expose like this we just did. And like we send them out in Australia to people, you can ring me from anywhere, we'll send you one out. Or if you're in the States, in North America, especially Anthem screen printing, you'll send out more black screens than I've ever used in my life. But this is pretty much all you need to do at home. So regular hose, black bag screen, water, sun. So, if you can see that, this is an open colourway. Now we can put whatever colour ink we like through that. I just want you to get the detail that's in this screen. This detail, this is everything like. We can do this in the sun. You do not need to have my light box and vacuum table and that sort of thing. It's like a $5,000 second hand. You know. This is the sun. And it works and it makes you a business, yeah? Thank you.